Nick, let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a team that we have watched all over this past offseason and last season that we think is very, very promising. They're going to go far this year, and they have been consistently making very smart moves, and that doesn't change today because on this show, we love to talk about the teams that make very smart moves, and we have one that the Jaguars have just made that we think is really, really smart.
Yeah, Miles, I could not agree more. Things continue to look great for the Jaguars franchise as we get ready for 2023. But like I just said, 2023 season, not that far away. Training camp is only a short time away. And that's my question today for you Jacksonville fans in the comment section below. What position battle for training camp are you looking forward to the most as we get ready for those practices? Look, the Jaguars are going to be good. They're the favorite to win the division. I think they will win the division, but they still have a few holes, a few question marks at some key areas, namely looking at defense. In my opinion, they really need to iron out the training camp. So give us the one position group, one positional battle that you're looking forward to the most this training camp season. And give us, make sure you put that in the comment section below. But all right, Miles, what you got? What's the latest news out of Jacksonville?
Yeah, Nick. So obviously a few months ago, we talked about Evan Ingram, his addition to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and their use of that franchise tag on him. That was a big deal. We thought he was a very good player. We wondered where that went. Turns out it did go somewhere. They end up signing an extension, and we're going to get into the story right now. This from over on Bleacher Report. They said the Jacksonville Jaguars and veteran tight end Evan Ingram agreed to a 3-year contract. His agent announced Sunday. According to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, the deal is worth $41.25 million with $24 million guaranteed. Jacksonville applied the franchise tag in March, like we said, which guaranteed him $11.3 million for the 2023 season. But the door remained open for the two sides to hash out a multi-year deal through, though the deadline for franchise players to strike a bargain is Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So that would be today at 4 p.m. They should have all those things ironed out. During an appearance on the Second Win podcast via NFL's Kevin Patara in May, Ingram reflected on how much he enjoyed his first year with the Jags. I wanted to be great where I got drafted, but it just wasn't for me, he said. At the end of the day, I needed Jacksonville. I needed the coaches I had there. I needed the relationships I built with the guys there, and I had the best time of my life this past season. So kind of like that too, Nick. I like they got the deal done, multi-year extension for Ingram, and he really enjoys being there. But what do you think about this, Nick? What are the ins and outs? Are there any key details we're missing here?
Yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic job by the Jaguars front office to get this deal done, and the structure of this deal is unbelievably smart. Look, the all-time great investor, Warren Buffett, who I'm a big fan of, he talks about the best way you can grow wealth in terms of investing is to find good businesses and get them at a good price or a fair price. And when I first heard of this deal, my first thought, this is a fair deal for both sides. You have Evan Ingram getting a good deal, $24 million guaranteed, 3 years, $40 million, and it's not breaking the bank for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I took a deeper dive into it. The Jacksonville Jaguars got a good deal at a great price when you look into the details of this. So here's the situation. Evan Ingram, veteran tight end, very physically talented guy, is coming off a career year where he was playing with a team that ended up winning their division and winning a playoff game. When that happens and they're franchise tagged, if a deal works out, 99 times out of 100, it is a market-setting deal. It's a new high for that position. If it's not a market-setting deal, it's like the number 2, maybe the number 3 deal. What the Jacksonville Jaguars deal did here with this structure is that among tight ends, this new deal for Evan Ingram in terms of fully guaranteed money isn't first, isn't second, isn't third, it's 5th highest according to overthecap.com. That is an absolute steal. How about average per year in terms of cap hit? This is 6th highest in the entire NFL at the tight end position. That is an incredible steal for the Jacksonville Jaguars because every time we hear about these situations, a team is usually forced to overpay for a guy like Evan Ingram, who I think is a great player, but I don't know if he's the best tight end in football, or he shouldn't be paid like it. Instead, he got a fair price in terms of his opinion. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars got a great price here, Miles.
Yeah, Nick, because you look at these guys, you got George Kittle, even Hunter Henry's getting a ton of money in the 2023 season. Yeah. I would say Evan Ingram probably is a little bit better than Hunter Henry, at least as a pure receiving threat there. Definitely. And then Zach Ertz getting $12.6 million from the Cardinals, definitely better than him. So they got this guy at a true bargain. Like you said, a really quality player. I think this is a good move. And I like the 3 years there because they're still building around Trevor Lawrence's Super Bowl window on that rookie contract. Get him in for relatively good price, so they can keep adding their key positions around him. That's what they've been doing. They've been adding sneaky good positions, like the addition of Christian Kirk last season. That was a really big one. Now they have Calvin Ridley on the offensive side of the ball. That guy's going to need a contract here soon as well. So they're planning around that as well. But Trevor Lawrence coming in, he's got all the weapons. He's got these guys on team-friendly deals. Help him get through to when he needs his big extension, because we all know he's looking like he's going to get a massive one as well. So I like the planning. I like the foresight by the Jacksonville Jaguars. This looks like a team on the rise to me, and I want to see them play this season because I think it is going to be absolutely phenomenal, the offensive product they put on the field.
And Miles, I just want to highlight exactly what you said there, because I think it's really important to emphasize what the Jaguars front office did in terms of structuring this deal, in terms of timeline, like you alluded to. So right now, Evan Ingram's deal expires at the end of the 2025 season. Trevor Lawrence's hypothetical, it will happen, fifth-year option will expire at the end of the 2025 season. At that moment in time, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have to retool their entire salary cap structure. But until they hit that moment in time, they got all the cap space in the world because Trevor Lawrence is on his rookie deal. This is a brilliant job to making sure, okay, we don't want to overextend it into the out years past 2025 because that could hurt us with Trevor Lawrence. We also don't want to make it a short-term deal because Trevor Lawrence is going to be on that cheap deal for the next 3 years. They timed it out perfectly. This is how you manage your roster. This is elite level stuff in the Jacksonville Jaguars front office. This is a great move by this football team. And like you said, Miles, this offense is just going to be dynamic come regular season time.